Hello, Rob here from Flanagan Homestead. Today's video is not going to be fun for me to make. It's a little bit of a sad story, but I'm not hurt that much. But part of the reason it's hard to make is I'm a little bit embarrassed. I got scammed on trying to buy some sheep. I'm out $500 and I'm not going to be getting any sheep, and so it's kind of embarrassing because I've been warning my 4 sons that have been growing up, you know, don't answer this type of email or this type of call. If there's something about your account or your finances or whatever, go back and call the institution personally that you have connections with and check with them. Don't answer those emails. And not that I answered an email, I went out looking for Dorper sheep. So if you don't know my story, my goat herd is the smallest it's ever been. Well, at least in the last 15 years, because I'm making room for sheep. I've never had sheep on the pasture before, but you can see behind me all the blackberries are gone and I got a lot of grass and it's getting overgrown here. And so I'm trying to change to sheep. And so I couldn't find anything locally here that I wanted to buy. And so I put out on a Facebook page, a sheep Facebook page that I was looking for some Dorper sheep. And so I get a message from a rosemare that says, "Hey, we have sheep. What are you looking for?" And so called my husband. So I called her husband and we talked back and forth. And he said, "Okay, well, let me, my wife will send you videos, pictures and videos." So they did. They sent some pictures and videos of Dorper sheep that I thought looked fantastic. And so we had more conversations, and they were very legitimate conversations as far as he knew what he was talking about. Not that I'm an expert on sheep because I've never had them before, but I've been doing my research. And so I was talking about Dorpers and he was saying, "Well, I have some other breeds also that you might like more because of this," and he was comparing the value of the sheep and why I might want them and answering some really good questions. And so I was feeling pretty comfortable that he really knew his sheep and that these were all his. And so anyway, after conversations back and forth and videos, I was choosing ones I wanted. He was where he claims to be. I don't even know where he is. He gave me the name of a city, but he said, "You're about 2.5 hours away," and I couldn't pick him up that weekend. He said, "Well, and he was accurate in at least his looking at the the maps that for where he claimed to be to Woodland, he gave a very accurate amount of time, and he goes, "Well, for that amount of distance, I'll deliver for you for I forget what it was, $150." And I figured, the hours I saved in the gas, it was well worth it since I'm really busy. So anyway, the conversation went back and forth really good. The sheep looked good. He was answering all of my questions. And so then he said, "Well, I'll deliver next weekend, but I need a $500 deposit." I was going to buy 3 ewes for $250 a piece and the ram for $300. And he said, I need a deposit to hold them. And, that's really not unreasonable if you're working with someone reputable, because if you're going to hold them for a while, you need to make sure they don't go away. So I went ahead and sent $500 Venmo to his wife's account, and was feeling pretty confident I was going to get my sheep. I was a little nervous because he has one of those Google phone accounts that aren't a real regular one, and but when you live way out in the country, I kind of understand sometimes you have a satellite internet and then you have to set up phone accounts, but it's like the phone line is a little bit different, but we'll be all right. And then so I'm waiting, and then Wednesday of this last week, I get another phone call from him and said, "Hey, we're doing our end of month check and we're giving the shots that they need to be updated on." And he said, "Can I have $200 more to get your shots done?" And first of all, I was like, "No, you cannot." I said, "You've already got $500 of my money." And I said, "And you want $200 more?" He goes, "No, I don't want $200 more. I just need $200 of what you owe me now, so that I could get these done." And I said, "Well, I'm thinking, I've had livestock, and usually the shots that you do to keep them up to date do not cost $50 an animal." And so I was like, "No," I told him straight up, "This sounds like you're scamming me. You're starting to make me nervous. What's going on?" He goes, "No, I just need the money up front to get this done." And I'm like, "No, I will not send you any more money." But I said, "All the money that I owe you, and then you agreed on, and you agree that you don't even need any more money. This is just part of the process. I'll have all that cash when you drop off the sheep Saturday morning." He goes, "Okay, I'll get it then." And so and then so I was really obviously starting to get really nervous then. But then the thing is, I was reminded him. I said, I have a wedding Saturday afternoon, so you need to deliver Saturday morning. So you need to be here. And this is Wednesday coming up to Saturday, and he wasn't asking for a specific time to try to be there. And he's like, okay, Saturday morning. And when we weren't trying to work out specifics at this point in time, I was getting nervous, so I hung up. So I called him Saturday morning, and trying to get it, and sure enough.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
I was not surprised to get that Saturday morning, because before I called, I was pretty convinced that I'd been had. And so I tried to go back onto Facebook Messenger and look up the messages to contact his wife. And I clicked on Facebook Messenger, and all the different things that we had typed back and forth were all listed there. And then all of a sudden, they just, right before my eyes, they all disappeared and said message unsent, and the entire thing's unsent. And I can no longer contact this person through Facebook Messenger. So I don't think that there's going to be any recourse here. I think I made a foolish mistake. The unfortunate thing is, I'm a trusting person. I've been very trusting my whole life, because if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And the people that I'm around, I'm surrounded by good, honest people. So I've been trained to let my guard down a little bit. And I've learned recently in my old age that it's not a bad thing to look at something with a little bit of a questioning eye and double check things. And so anyway, I just wanted to share the story. Not that it's a happy story. Again, financially I'll be able to overcome this. This is not a death blow to my farm or anything like that. It does hurt. But I just wanted you to hear this so that you don't let something like this happen to you. And as far as if you know somebody in Western Washington State that has some good Dorper sheep that are willing to sell, that I could go drive to their place and check out the animals and bring some cash with me, let me know. But I'm still looking for some Dorper sheep. At this point in time, we're getting pretty close in the summer to the Clark County Fair. And there'll be a lot of people out there with sheep. And I'll just go visit with them and ask some questions. And actually, for the buck, you saw him earlier in the video here, Cannon, I ended up buying him. We were looking for a new buck, and we went to the Clark County Fair, and we're visiting with all the kids that were selling animals and whatnot. And we talked to someone, and then we went out to their farm, and we bought Cannon from them, and which was a time that we were introduced to them during the Clark County Fair. And Cannon's been the best buck I've ever had. And so that worked out really well. So I'm probably going to try to repeat that process, go down to the fair, talk to all the sheep people. If they don't have sheep themselves to sell, they'll say, hey, I know someone that's trying to reduce the herd or get rid of a few ewes. So that's my temporary plan for now, unless something comes up before then. So anyway, thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. And I need some sheep to take care of all this grass that's getting away from me.